Joining me is the leader of the LSU defense, Devin White. And Devin, the conditions were a little tough up here. I mean, it was cold. What did you think of tonight's performance?
Overall, as a team, I'm just happy we got the win. But I'm very disappointed in my team. We came out playing, great football, but at the end we got conservative. I feel like we should have, dominated them the whole game, which we didn't, offensive and defensive. So we got to get better because, all hats out to Arkansas. They played us really hard, which I knew they would, and we got to show, that we the better team, and we didn't really do that tonight, but we got the win.
A lot of people will talk around the country and go, well, was it some hangover effect from the Alabama game? What do you say to that?
I say, we need to put that game behind us, and we need to, prepare for the next teams and the next teams because, nobody going to feel sorry for us because I don't feel sorry for us. I'll just be ready to get back to work and, just, get that bad taste out your mouth and just, look forward to the future.
Up 24-3, Arkansas made a little comeback there, had some injuries on defense. When it's cold and you're on the road, how much does that play on the mental state of things?
It don't play much. At the end of the day, like I look at it like I love playing football, so I'm out here playing football, so I don't care the condition, the weather, nothing. It could be snowing, we could be in the backyard. I just want to go out there and give it my all. So I think my team need to have that same approach.
Got 8 wins, still got a chance at 10 wins in the regular season. That'd be a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, it will be, especially for this fan base in this school. We do everything for those people because they, support us tremendously, and it's time for LSU to be, a real top winning program, top 5 in the country every year.
How was it to play a full game this week?
It was fun, got to fly around, make some plays, and, just be on the field, doing what I love doing, wish I could do this forever.
Good luck next week against Rice.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to the studio. Joining me is LSU running back Claude Edwards-Helaire. And Claude, coming into this ball game, did you anticipate you and your back mate were going to have 40 carries tonight?
That wasn't what I'm saying, told us, but we knew that we had to come in and run the ball. Coach O emphasized the ground and pound and being able to move the ball on them in the run game. So that's what he wanted to do, and that's what we came out and did.
Jumped out early and got up to 24-3, and it kind of looked like the air got taken out of things a little bit. What happened there at the end?
Just what I'm saying, nature of football. Everybody kind of got comfortable, but being able to solidify everything on that last drive, and smart move by Nick to be able to keep the ball in our hands by sliding, and being a great situational master at that point. That was thumbs up to him, and we were able to solidify the win and keep it moving.
It's got to be tough running against a defense when they know the rush is coming because you guys had the lead, especially in the second half. It looked like with the cold conditions, let's just get out of here with a victory. And, of course, they're stacking the box.
Exactly. But we knew at one point that we were going to run the ball no matter what. They stacked the box. We always knew that we would have 1 or 2 guys unblocked. It's the running back goal to make them miss or run through them or whatever to get any yards that's needed, any first downs. So
8 wins on the season, tremendous accomplishment. Got a couple left to go. Before the year, if you'd have told LSU fans, hey, 8 wins with 2 regular seasons, they'd have taken it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. A lot of people wouldn't have believed if we said we would have had 8 wins at this point. But bump out the media, bump out everybody else, the doubters and everything else. We knew what we had as a team. We knew what we came in with, and we knew that we could make it happen.
What was this week like? A lot of talk around the country about, will there be a hangover effect? Obviously, a very big emotional loss a week ago. Tell us about the last 7 days.
7 days. The last 7 days were just pure focus. You can tell everybody had their heads on screw right. They didn't really mope about last week. At that point, that game's in the past. The next game was the most important game. So come out, win this game. That's what mattered.
You ready to get back to warm Tiger Stadium?
Oh yes, sir. You know it.
All right, Nick. Thanks for the time, Claude. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you.
All right, let's go back to you, Victor. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Joining me is the leading rusher for the LSU Tigers, Nick Brossette, 23 carries tonight, and a lot of touches in this cold weather.
Yeah, definitely. I knew coming in this game that we was gonna run the football, and I just had to step up for this team, and I feel like I did a good job with that right now.
Explain to the people at home what it's like running in 34 degrees and getting hit. Can't be fun.
It's not fun, but we that's what we had to do. We had to make fun of it and things like that. We had a good time out here playing for one another, and we really just playing for Coach O, we playing for the state, we playing for each other, and we having a good time with each other doing that.
You got a quarterback who's used to these conditions. I don't know about his teammates, but got off to the fast start early on. What did Arkansas do to make things a little bit tough down the second half?
We really just hurt ourselves. We're gonna go back and watch the film and see what we can do. We're gonna learn from it and things like that. So we just have to finish at the end, and we just have to come to work and be ready for it.
I know it's a win, and it's 8 wins, and that's all tremendous. There's got to be a little bit of frustration, though. I think you guys probably wanted to dominate a little more.
It's not frustrating at all. I mean, we just have to learn from it. That's really about it. Just learn from it and just move on. The most important thing was getting the win.
The season's flying by. We're already at 8 wins, and you got a chance at 9 next week against Rice. Going to be your final game in Tiger Stadium next week.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna enjoy the week of practice. I'm gonna enjoy that moment, things like that. It's crazy. This time, just flew by. I feel like yesterday I was a freshman, and now I'm a senior, and it's unexplainable. I can't wait for it.
At the end of the ball game, there you slid as opposed to maybe trying to get into the end zone. I know Coach O said in the press conference it's a down and down. Explain that to us.
We always we go through that situation every week. I was looking at the clock the whole time, so when I bust open on a run, I was looking at the clock, so I just failed, to keep the clock running, so we can get out here with a win. And if you understand football and if you know the game of football, then a lot of people understand what I did.
Good luck next week against the Rice Owls. Enjoy this victory.
Thank you.
Right. Nick Brossette, the leading rusher for the Tigers. Let's go back to Victor. Joining me is another U-High Cub, former U-High Cub. We had Brossette earlier. Now we got Brumfield. Healthy, feeling good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be back out there with the guys, leading away from my guy. It's been a long time, so just was excited to be back with him and come out with a W.
And is this your CST debut we're making tonight? I mean, usually it's all the we're getting some love tonight.
This is it. Other than the state championship being broadcast in my senior year in high school. This is my first time, so glad to be here.
I think your Cubs might be back this year.
Oh, man, they definitely will be. They got some talented guys, and in the past few seasons, I didn't want to admit it, but they might have passed us up. So, I hope they keep going, keep pressing, and keep doing great things.
This is an offensive lineman's kind of night, right? I mean, a cold. You're going to run the football a bunch. You guys rushed for over 40 times tonight.
Yeah. It's kind of going to come down to that. You just said it. It's cold. The receivers' hands are, not always the same as they have been. So, we knew it was going to come down to us, especially on that final drive to, really close the game out. And, we tried to make it happen and came out with a W. Did
you get your hands on that giant trophy? I mean, the the Louisiana-Arkansas trophy, it's almost 200 pounds. Yeah. Did you hurt yourself?
I actually luckily didn't. Me and Sadiq, we took a couple pictures, and Lori too. We took a couple pictures around it earlier in the locker room. So, it wasn't too heavy. We were able to get it up, hoist it up, and look pretty good for the camera.
For a veteran guy, how rewarding is it to get 8 wins at this point in the season?
It's great. We're still trying to push. Of course, we would have liked to have won every game, but still pushing for that 10-win mark. And whatever happens after that happens. But we're just playing each week, 1 week at a time.
You'll be in Tiger Stadium next week for the last time this season, and it's flown by.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be the last time for myself forever. Yeah, so it's gonna be a big night. So of course we want to come out with a W then and just play to the best of our ability.
Who's gonna cry first, you or Nick, in the last game?
Hopefully he beats me. They normally like to say I'm the emotional guy, but hopefully he beats me.
All right, congrats on tonight's performance and the victory.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go back to the studio. Joining me outside the LSU locker room, Gordy Rush, who just went and freshened up, took a warm shower. Freezing tonight.
Yeah, it really got cold in the second half. I didn't think the weather was a factor in the first half. It got cold in the second half, and of course, the combination of that and LSU was, I was starting to stretch. I think they were going to run out of safeties there at some point with all the DBs going down. Things got a little bit interesting, but you come on the road, you win. It's a trap game, tough spot. You get a win. It wasn't pretty, but it's a win.
A lot of people in the press box looking for rosters there in the second half. Who's 3? Who's 5? LSU up 24-3. Looked like they were going to run away with it. What happened?
Well, I think that again defensively, Dave had to really simplify some things back there. Once he lost Joseph with the hamstring, Harris goes down, Fulton goes down, and he was so he was able to match and create and put a lot of specialty packages in, and that limited that. And Morris knew that, and he started just throwing underneath the deep zone in the middle of the football field. And so I think that was some of it. But the big story is offensively, the Tigers were sporadic against the 13th best or the second the worst defense in the SEC. It was not the sort of bounce-back performance probably you want from your offense. And the game shouldn't have been that close, but, it is what it is.
Talked to Jacob earlier, and, he said we're basically just going to wait till next year for this high-powered offense. What is it that they can do in the short run? They've got 2 regular season games in a bowl. What are some new wrinkles they can add in there?
I think it starts actually this week with Rice. I think they need to open it up some more and just not. I understand the situation here. They want to run out the clock, get out of here, not beat yourself. You're going to beat Rice regardless. Rice is a glorified scrimmage to get you ready for Texas A&M. Yeah, I agree with him. Big picture. And trying to fix some things for next year. But in terms of this year, Rice is 1-10. They're not a good football team. And so I think working on the RPOs, the slants, the stuff we saw, the back shoulder fade, keep running that because you're going to need to do that to beat A&M.
Were you as surprised as me by the slide there at the end a couple times by Brossette?
I think I laughed so hard, and I'll get to it in a second. Yeah, it was, and it really was smart. I guess. I mean, it didn't matter at that point. But I'm thinking all the people that were at 13, right? Never mind. Not that we're talking gambling, but there's some people that lost their mind. And then, surely I thought LSU was going to go victory. They didn't go victory. And then he went a second time and didn't get in. So, in Vegas, there were some nervous things, but again.
Well, in Vegas and in cutoff, by the way, there were some nervous things.
Okay.
It obviously tells me that Coach O wanted to score, or he wouldn't have run it. I mean, I think Nick kind of overthought it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask him all about that. Look, this game is not going to make the game of the week on any network. So it's a win. You go back to Baton Rouge. You go beat Rice, you fine-tune the things that you struggled at today, and get ready to play Texas A&M with a chance to win 10 games and a chance potentially you should be able to go to Sugar Bowl if you win that game. That's what it's about, and that's what's the next step.
Regardless of whether you had 13 in the hook, 31 would have looked better than 24. Please.
Brossette, what are you doing, Nick?
All right, Gordy. Well, we'll see you next week. By the way, Rice covered against Louisiana Tech. Gave him a little bit more of a game than we thought.
Thank you, Ronnie, for sharing that. Thank you.
All right, LSU Rice next week. We'll talk to Gordy then. Let's go back to Victor in the studio.